Welcome to the first in a 4-part series, which is going to talk you through everything you need to know about brand and how you can attract clients that pay you well. Right now, you're posting every single day, but you're getting 0 clients because there are 3 holes bleeding your brand and your business dry. The truth is, the more that you post, the more invisible that you become because you're doing what everyone else does. In this video, I'm going to talk you through the brand bucket and the 3 holes that are bleeding your business dry. So I figured out the brand bucket when I started off my first online business, my first PT business, and I got out of prison, had no credentials, had the same level 2 and level 3 qualifications that most PTs have, and I got it in prison in 6 weeks. However, in my first year online, I managed to bag 127K because I understood the power of brand. And I also understood the brand bucket. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what the brand bucket is and how to build an audience of the right people, most importantly, and turn that attention into clients. Let's go. So this is where the brand bucket sits in the overall program that I deliver. We've obviously got design, which is designing your life, rewiring the way that you think and building your business. We're going to be focusing on this section here, putting you in a position where people come to you, turning you into premium positioned. So right now you're chasing, you're undercharging, and you're exhausted. If you don't fix your brand bucket, in a year's time or thereabouts, you're going to be working harder, making less, and clients leave for cheaper options. And in year 3, we don't even want to think about that. You're broke, burnt out, and thinking about getting a job. The issue is you are seen as a commodity in your marketplace. What we want to do is position you as premium. So with a slight tweak, what we are going to do is allow clients to start coming to you, unlock premium pricing, develop a wait list where you're not chasing clients anymore, and you're premium positioned, turn you into a market leader so you can choose your clients. Imagine that. Imagine if you could choose your clients instead of the other way around, so you can charge premium prices. There is a worksheet that is going to talk you through this exact lesson and the AI tool in the description, so make sure you check that out. Right, so we understand the game of social media. We have the main platforms here. There probably are 1 or 2 that I'm missing, but from my understanding, these are the ones that I tend to use. Now, the job of social media is to give you attention. The algorithm is not against you. The amount of times I hear people say that the algorithm isn't in my favor, bullshit. They want people to stay on that platform. At the moment, your content is not binge worthy. People don't want to watch it. It blends in. Now, a good brand bucket captures the attention, nurtures it, and converts it into a shit ton of gold or money, whatever you're into. The real issue is you're getting the attention into your bucket, but you've got 3 massive gaping holes in the bucket, which means you're charging commodity prices just like everyone else. You're chasing clients day in, day out, and you are invisible. And that makes you sad, right? Well, we're going to fix that right now. What I'm going to do is show you the 3 holes in your brand bucket, which are keeping you positioned as a commodity, and more importantly, exactly how to fix them so you can start to charge premium. So the first hole is the visibility hole. This is where nobody sees you. The reality is you're probably posting on social media, right? The issue is so is everybody else. Right now, there have never been so many people on social media producing video content. So you just blend in, using the same formats, same topics, the same safe content as everyone else. If it was me, I'm sure you follow plenty of people where they're talking about 5 tips for business. Here's how to increase your productivity. The secret weapon to success is blah, 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 blah. You're all conditioned to sort of silence that noise out because everyone's using the same language, everyone's using the same jargon, everyone's using the same formats. The result of that is people just scroll past. Their brains don't register it. You're just an NPC, a non-playable character. And you look like the other 50 people posting the same shit. Now, the real problem is it's not because you aren't good. I'm assuming you are good at what you do. It's because you blend in. And you're invisible because you're identical to everybody else. So we need to change that. Now, the second hole is engagement. This is where nobody cares about what you got to say. We know what gets engagement. Controversy sells. I'm pretty good at that. Showing your personality, telling stories that are unique to yourself and your failures and strong opinions. What doesn't get engagement are 3 ways to improve your marketing. Blech. Safe, professional, boring content. I call it missionary content for obvious reasons. The reality is a lot of your content right now is missionary. It's boring, okay? Everyone's posting the same shit. People scroll past. there's no likes, no comments, but most importantly, there's no DMs. There's no conversations, and we all know conversations lead to conversions, to lead to sales. So a lack of you putting yourself out there, putting out engagement-worthy content is costing you money. The real test is, when was the last time that somebody approached you and said, that piece of content you put out really got me thinking, or I agree with what you say, or I'm against what you say? If you aren't getting trolled in the comments, your content isn't engaging. If you haven't got people fighting for your corner in the comments, your content's probably not engaging. It's because you're playing it safe. You're producing missionary content. Now, the reason that's happening, the real issue is that nobody cares because you're posting the same shit as everybody else. And we need to fix that. Now, the final hole is the trust hole. If you look like everyone else, people assume you charge the same as everyone else. You must look premium. You must perceive yourself as premium so you can step away from being priced as a commodity. Now, the requirements to be priced at premium, price yourself at premium, and your service is you've got to be good, number one, at what you do. You've got to be able to get results. Nobody can change that for you. If you aren't skilled enough in your field, maybe look to resolve that first before you start to look at content. But I'm assuming that you are good at what you do. But you also got to be different. My whole business, my initial business anyway, at least, was built on the fact that I'm a prisoner who got out, got into training, started helping people get in shape, and then moved into personal development and then business. It's a pretty cool story. However, you don't need to go to prison. You don't need to catch a case or do something extraordinary. There is magic in your current story. It's about bringing that out. And we actually delve into that later down the line in the series. The reality is right now, someone could swap your results with your competitors' results. So if you're getting okay results, nothing to really shout about, start to improve your craft. If you were to switch out your content for somebody else's, nobody would notice. Same tips, same shit, same tone, same positioning, same results, same mechanisms. The result is that people tend to compare you on price. If you look at Rolls-Royce and Nissan, for example, they are both cars, but nobody complains about a Rolls-Royce being too expensive, especially when they're in the market for one. They want the best. So we want to position yourself through your brand as the best. You don't want people comparing you to the next best thing, and you don't want people going with whatever's cheapest. I had a comment a while ago. I was in the DMs chatting to somebody, and they goes, "You look like you're expensive." And that was a real compliment. I'm glad I look expensive. I don't want to look cheap. And the real problem is because your service isn't premium, and it's because your positioning isn't premium. And that's what we essentially do within the program. We help you build a premium product or service and position it at premium so you can charge whatever you like, pretty much within reason, right? Like I said, we're focusing on this here. Sold Out is all about building an offer that sells like hotcakes. On the way down here, I sold 2 programs, all in the DMs via a link that was sent, purely because I've managed to crack positioning myself as premium. So just to go over what we've covered, hole number 1, you're invisible because you blend in with everybody else. Hole number 2, nobody engages because you post the same safe missionary content. And hole 3, nobody pays premium because you look like a commodity. The reality is you are working hard. I completely get it. It's completely frustrating. It's nothing worse than you trying your best, editing content, putting it out there, and you get crickets. You get nobody engaging. You put things on your story, nobody taps in. And it's purely because you haven't fixed the holes in your brand bucket. You're also doing good work. You're actually good at what you do. And you know it. You're better than most of the people that you see online who are crushing it. And you know that in terms of skill level, they're nowhere near where you are. However, they understand brand, the one thing that you're missing. And the reality is your bucket has 3 holes in it. The question is, what the hell do you do about it? First thing, you've got to fix the visibility hole. You've got to post as yourself, not as the industry. What I would recommend is muting or blocking or deleting people who are all samey in the same industry that are posting the same sort of shit, because you are going to be influenced in regards to putting your own story out there, your own opinions, your controversial takes, so on and so forth. So that's number 1. Number 2, engagement. Post what everyone else is scared to post. Put yourself out there. If you see something going on in the industry, or even something in the news, or something in popular culture, talk about it. You're not here to be liked. You're here to help people through your business. And finally, trust. Document your wins, big or small, without looking arrogant. I don't mind if you sound arrogant, that's absolutely fine. Because if you've got the results, you're good enough to talk about it. Now, you've got all the theory, and this is great. However, execution is where most people struggle. This is the typical cycle. You start strong, you watch this video, you start posting yourself, your controversial takes, your results, so on and so forth. You post for about 2 or 3 weeks. Then what happens, that little voice in your head starts telling you, is this too much? Will people judge me? Should I delete that? Or you don't get any immediate results. So what you do, you go back to posting missionary content, which positions you as an invisible commodity, and then you repeat this cycle over and over and over and over and get stuck in the same spot, which is what we don't want. So the real barrier here is fear. You are scared to show up as yourself with your takes and all your results. And that's why rewiring the way that you think around money, around yourself, your identity, and make sure that you are seeing yourself as premium positioned is very important, as well as building out the program, the product, or the service. Like I said, the worksheet that goes along with this training is in the description. Make sure you use it because it's going to help you out. It's going to stop you posting missionary content and actually get you noticed. And there is also an AI tool in the description, which is going to help you find out which holes you need to fill first. So make sure you go and check that out. Until next time, peace.